Beef asado. I have no idea what this dish is. I've cooked it from scratch, seeing only the picture and the name. I guessed that it was South American, but I feel like I'm going to be wrong. I reckon it's Japanese. So we're going to find out together whether I got it or not. What? Right, I'm going to cook something for dinner, but I've got no idea what it's going to be, and I've never seen it before. I found this food randomizer, so I'm going to use it to come up with my dinner, but I'm basically going to have to guess what it is based off what it looks like. Oh, that lighting's kind of shit. But I'm going to have to guess what it is based off what it looks like and the name. This could go horribly wrong, but I mean, I'm kind of a genius, so it should be fine. I'm not allowed to Google it. Hopefully this isn't going to be culturally insensitive. But you know what? I want to show that cooking is just not that deep. It's literally not that deep. It's easy. You can cook anything. Trust me. Also, I hope the camera and the audio is fine because this is my first time doing this. So I need you guys to let me know in the comments, did I smash it or did I not? Although to be fair, I'm going to check myself at the end anyway. I was in my local shop the other day, right? And I was wearing this hat. You see, it says like Colombia on it. And like boss man racismed me 3 times. 3 times. Not once, 3 times. Although technically the last one wasn't racism. But like, I mean, none of them were. I'm being sensational before anyone says anything. But I walk in there and, you know, like talking to him as you do, like buying a little £1 energy drink, you know, like that's it. That's what you got to get. You know what I mean? £1 energy drink. Anyway, it's sick in there. So we get to chatting about everything that he's got. And I was wearing this hat, like I said. So he looks at me and he goes, "Oh, I like your hat. Is it like tribal?" I'm like, "Brother, what do you mean tribal?" He's like, "Oh, is that like the hat of your people?" I'm deathly serious. Man asked me if this is the hat of my people. It says Colombia on it, bro. Do I look Colombian? I mean, shit, maybe. I don't really know what Colombians look like, but I don't think I look like I'm Colombian. Anyway, we're moving on from that. He looks at me and he goes like, "Oh, we're getting loads of new food in. We're even getting some African food for you." Bro, I'm not African, man. I'm not African, bro. Obviously, I just be like, yeah, shito, etc., whatever. Jollof rice, yes, ha ha ha. To be fair, he gets me at the end and he's like, "We're getting plantain," and I was like, "Oh, plantain, yeah, finally, we're close. You got me. That is me. Fair." Do you know what? Everybody in the comments saying that I can't cook fried chicken because I'm white. I'm not white. I just live in the UK. We need help. We need help here. We need help. There's no sun. I need help. Right, we got a little bit off track there. Back to the randomizer. So I'm gonna get my phone out. I hope you can see it. Bear with me here. Gonna get this up. Hit the randomize, and we'll see what we're cooking for dinner. Now, obviously, I can veto it if it's like horrendous. No. I can't veto if it's horrendous because obviously then I'm gonna get something shit, and I'm gonna have to cook it, and it's gonna look like dog shit or something like that. But we're just gonna cook it anyway, you know. But I'm gonna veto it if I've heard of it, basically. So roll number 1. Let's see what we get. That's not dinner. Strawberry rhubarb pie sounds delicious, but you can't eat that for dinner. Katsu chicken curry, too easy. I know what it is. Lamb rogan josh, too easy. I know what it is, bro. You know what? I'm just gonna keep going until I get one that I don't know what it is, and then you'll see what it is. Right, here we go. Can you see that? Beef asado. Beef asado. It could be South American. It could be Japanese. What do we reckon? Well, what am I seeing? I'm seeing we've got peppers, potatoes, some kind of gravy, and beef. But the question is, shit, is that Japanese or is that South American? Asado. I think that is like Mexican. I think it's Mexican. In which case, I'm imagining, because it's brown, that's going to be some kind of like mole sauce, probably. No, not that. Well, it's got peppers. We know that much. Let me have a look at it again real quick. We've got peppers. I think they could be carrots. They're kind of sliced a bit funny. That's 100% potatoes, and it's beef, thinly sliced beef. So that's easy. As for the sauce, what we're gonna do? Okay, do you know what? What I'm imagining. So if it's Mexican, I'm sorry to the Japanese. If beef asado is actually Japanese, I'm obviously gonna make an absolute horrendous mistake here. What I'm imagining is, it's probably like a smoky, chili flavored thing, like maybe ancho chili, chipotle. I can probably throw a little bit of cocoa powder in there to give it that more of that like mole, that darkness, that richness, a little bit of gravy brown in. And I can't tell from the picture, but I think we should probably serve it over rice. So basically, I'm gonna need some beef. I'm gonna have to buy it pre-sliced, or I'm gonna have to cut it myself. And you know what? I'm a lazy bastard. I don't want to cut it myself. So if we can get some kind of thin beef, as is, that would be fantastic. So I need beef, I need peppers, I need potatoes, some kind of hot sauce, which we might have, ancho chili, which I'm hoping we have. Right, so the people that know what beef asado is are probably screaming right now, but that's what it looks like. I mean, it seems South American. Yep, do you know what? That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to make like a base gravy, kind of like a chili, flavored with ancho, you know, maybe a little bit of oregano. We don't have Mexican oregano here, so I'm going to have to use regular oregano, and I'm sure you're all going to clown me, but I don't care. Right, so I'm going to hit up Tesco. I'm going to get what I think I need, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to cook it. Right, it is a Saturday, and I always regret going out on a Saturday because obviously, like, I'm in traffic. I don't even know where these people are trying to go. Sometimes I genuinely think that, like, people just come out and do like a drive around, which obviously isn't fair because I'm also out here. Anyway, I've not made a list for what I need to buy from the shop, so I've forgotten already. I'm gonna have to check again in a minute. Also, on TikTok the other day, someone called me for driving a Tesla. Like, is that not mad? Like, right, driving an electric car, you get all of the good spots. I don't know if I can say that, to be fair. But like, it's like having a blue badge. Like, you can park anywhere, you know what I mean? And I'm not charging at Tesco, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to park in the electric space, and then I'm going to tell people it charges via Bluetooth if anybody asks me, which they never do, of course, because if you're an electric car owner, you're a dickhead, and I feel like they just kind of expect you to park in the electric car spaces. So yeah, anyway, back to the food. I think to keep the cost down, what we're going to do is we're going to do maybe a brisket, freeze it, well, not freeze it, cool it down, and then slice it thinly. Because if I buy like thinly sliced steak, I mean, first of all, it's not really going to stand up to being cooked for like probably a couple of hours is what that dish looks like it needs. And it's just going to be like dead and also weirdly expensive, and I'll have to get them steaks that like your granddad would buy and say, oh, I'm having steak for dinner, and it just looks like the sole of a shoe. Why is there a guy just like parked in the middle of the road? Like, right, also, I know I said it's supposed to be like chili, I think, but my thing is, chili, much like bolognese, is not a tomato-based sauce. It's a meat-based sauce with a little bit of tomato in it. So we're gonna kind of make like a gravy, but it's Mexican. So like a stew, but with the brisket, and it's Mexican. Bro, anyway, yeah, nah, Tesco on a Saturday. I'm not excited, genuinely. I know I'm gonna get caught up here as well. There's like 3 cars around me. One of them, I don't even know what he's doing. They're all menacing me. I'm about to get caught up violently. I can see it coming. You know what, we'll do this in real time. He's stalled, it's fine. What was that? Bro, it sounded like a bit just fell off my car. It's probably fine. I have had the staple £1 energy drink, so if I've got more energy now than I did at the start of the video, or at the end of the video, that's why. So if you want to see me at my rizziest, this is what you've got to expect. Why is the UK so grey at the minute? Like, I saw a TikTok like where it was like the UK has reached peak grey, and I actually think this might be the greyest that this place has ever been. It looks like, do you know when you see them edits on like TikTok and it's like someone that lives in like Eastern Europe and it looks like they live in a fucking fallout bunker? Like, that is what I'm feeling at the minute. Anyway, I'm pulling up to Tesco. I'm not going to film and talk in here because honestly, I don't have the riz for it yet. If I get monetized and I start getting paid for this shit, I'll go in there and start menacing people. But until that happens, we're keeping it low-key. But I'm going to film. I'll probably just do like a voiceover or something. Also, no one wants to see me shopping in Tesco. I mean, unless you do, of course, in which case, fair enough, I'll do it. But like, we've all been to Tesco before. It's like lead paint stairs, old people standing in your way. Oh great, the car park's full, my favourite. Do you know what will be free though? The electric spaces. Also, I don't know if you guys get this at yours, but like, at my Tesco, there's like a battalion of homeless people, like outside it, which I mean is fine, but like, sometimes when you're having a bit of a shit day, I mean, no, I don't think I can say that, because realistically, homeless people are having a worse day. Do you know what, actually, I'll take this one instead, because there's nobody in it, and I don't need to be that nasty. Look, I didn't take the EV spaces, it's fine. I'm just gonna send it, bro. Like, I'm unstoppable. Can I vlog in a Tesco? Can I vlog outside a Tesco? Yes, I can, because that's how you get money. Right, this is me, bold and intense, and that's you, fruity and delicate. I came away with a pepper and nothing else, so we're going to Morrison's, because I think they've got better brisket in there. For some reason, there's like always like a G-Wagon parked at my local Tesco, but it's like one guy and it's always here. Like, I don't know if he's like the Tesco manager. Like, I don't know how much you get paid to manage a Tesco, but like, bro's like, he's like the Tesco mafia. Either that or he just really likes Tesco and he comes shopping here every single day. Do you know what? I'm just hoping that like this dish isn't Japanese. I feel like I've fucked up and it's Japanese, you know? Because I'm thinking asada, like carne asada. Asado. Do you know what I mean? It's just gonna make me look like an idiot, isn't it? No, do you know what? This is how you learn. Throw yourself into something you've got no idea how to do, and then fuck it up, and then get bullied on the internet, and then you'll never do it again. Do you know what? If you reverse park, I'd like to give you a kiss. People who reverse park, line up and receive a kiss on the forehead from me. And if you forwards park, you need to sort it out. I feel like if I lived in like LA or something, this would be proper easy. But like, I'm living in the UK, and also in the Midlands. And if you've got like a camera or you're doing anything interesting, everybody looks at you like you're fucking insane. Which, to be fair, you are. So it's cool. There is a... Oh, there we go. Wait, hang on. £8.35. And, what we're saying? £7.20. That one will do. It's the shit end of the brisket, but it'll be fine. Cream free. Sour cream. Right, so we're dipping home. I did my rizziest filming in there physically possible. I don't know what my voiceover's going to say yet, so if you're watching me currently speaking now, it's almost as if you guys have seen into the future. If I was doing anything interesting today, other than cooking this absolute abomination of a meal, I would bring you along with me, but like I said, it is a disgusting... Oh my god, please don't pull out on me. It's a disgusting day. There's nothing going on. I've got nowhere to go. So instead of like having you watch me like rot on the sofa for 2 hours, I'm probably gonna like skip ahead to dinner time, because it's currently 3 o'clock and I mean, I've got some interesting stuff coming. I just don't know what it is yet. Like, once the weather's not so shit, we're gonna do like going to the birthplace of the Scotch egg, seeing what the original pork pie is like. We're gonna do some proper British, true Brexit geezer pork pie eating, and I think I might go foraging, but like with no guide. Is that a bad idea? Because like, obviously if you deep it, like foraging for mushrooms with no guide could kind of go either way. No, I can't do that. I will just die. I know absolutely nothing about it. Maybe like some wild garlic. What time of year does that grow? Who knows? And then we'll like cook it up in the woods or something. Everybody seems to be doing camping in the woods videos at the minute. Right, Tesco haul time. Tesco haul. No, it ain't like that. What did we get? Okay, so we got... Bear with me, I'm gonna spin you around. Milky Way croissant. No, you're not supposed to see those. I'm just a fat bastard. Sour cream. I'm gonna make like a crema, like little jalapeno crema thing naturally. Do you know what? What I bought was some sour cream, a single pepper, and a brisket joint. That is the dinner of champions if you actually deep it. And also if you don't. Right, so before later, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to unroll this brisket real quick, and then I'm going to put it on like a plate or something, and I'm going to throw it in the freezer, because if you do that, it's a lot easier to slice it thinly. Chef tips. I do not claim to be a chef. I do not claim to know what I'm doing. I am literally a dickhead with a camera, and you will address me as such. Right, I've literally dropped you in the meat like 3 times now, but this time I've duct taped the action camera to the surface, so it should be fine. Okay, so we're gonna grab some cling film, because I don't really want this like raw in my freezer, naturally. I don't think anyone... Oh my god, microplastics, oh no. You know what, some of you Americans have got like an obsession with microplastics. Do you know what we do over here? We just grow an Action Man in our ball sacks. Like, every British person has an Action Man growing in their ball sacks, and then, like, when it's time, Keir Starmer comes and harvests your ball sack Action Man. True story. Anyway, cling film. Oh, God. Anyway, cling filmed, and it's going in the freezer. Right, with the size of this brisket, I feel like I'm going to be eating it for like 3 days. So I'm going to make some crema with like this whole sour cream, because like realistically, you can never have enough crema. So I need a bowl. Bro, look at my duct tape mount. That's kind of mad. Like, it's kind of sus actually, if you ask me. Why have you got pink duct tape? I mean, why don't you have pink duct tape is what I would say. Anyway, we need a bowl. Little bowl thing. You know what I mean? We need a bowl. We need green hot sauce into the hot sauce cupboard. If you're a hot sauce lover, I tell you what, you'd be crying in my hot sauce cupboard. Where's the green one? Green hot sauce. Green hot sauce. There we go. We're gonna use this. This stuff is diabolical, by the way. Like, if you say this is nice and you just have this like on stuff like eggs, you're an actual weapon. This is so spicy, it's insane. Or maybe I'm just a bit of a wuss. And then hopefully in my fridge of anguish and despair, we've got some green little salsa verde thing, and we do. Little salsa verde thing left over. Is this off? 21st of September 2025, and it's been open for way longer than 2 weeks, but like realistically, can this actually go off? Probably not, right? Like, also, you know what? I'm a young guy, strong constitution, so if it is off, I think it might be moldy. No, it's actually moldy, we can't eat that. Well, you know what, that's fine, because we got the other green one, and we've probably got some jalapenos in here somewhere. I'm going to put that back in the fridge for somebody else to deal with. I say somebody else like it's not my problem. Future me, if you're watching this, just know that past you isn't off. Oh, there we go, perfect. Oh no, a jar of jalapenos, bro. Let's go. What? There's the date on those. It's in 2026. Here we go. Jalapeno ting. Yes, that's what we need. That's what we need. So we've got the jalapenos, we've got the sour cream, and we've got the hot sauce. So I'm going to put you back on the mount, and then we'll assemble this. Everything that I cook, by the way, just comes out of my brain, if you couldn't tell. So, like, when people in the comments are saying to me, like, oh, where did you learn to cook? I've got to answer with, honestly, I didn't. I am literally just, like, spitballing everything. Sour cream in. That's how Jamie Oliver does it. By the way, if anybody's wondering, you know what, you want to know what my motivation for starting like this cooking channel is and like actually doing this? It's that like hopefully one day when I get big enough, I'll be able to challenge Jamie Oliver to a celebrity boxing match. I'm pretty sure at my current weight class and physique and fitness level, he might smoke me, but I reckon like with some training, maybe they could get like Anthony Joshua to train me. I reckon with some training, I'll smoke him. Biggest beef. Biggest beef. Bro, I actually need to stop yapping and make this. Anyway, crema time. Chili habanero salsa. How much are we going to put in? Enough that we taste it. Like I said, this is quite spicy, so don't really need to go mad. Just gonna... That was actually quite a bit. It's fine. We're going to mix that in. And I basically do it until it's like... It kind of goes green. It's not really green yet. A little bit more. There we go, perfect. This won't be that spicy, by the way, because the sour cream kind of mutes it. And then we're going to loosen that up with a little splash of lemon juice. Just a little bit of lemon juice in there. Give it another stir. You know how they say practice mise en place? I don't do that. I'm an idiot in this kitchen. It's actually really hard for me to film my shorts and stuff because, like, I never get anything prepared beforehand and then I end up really discombobulated. I'm not going to season this until I've got the jalapenos in there because it could be quite salty. So let's grab those, chop them up. Jalapeno time, done. Hopefully these aren't moldy. Are they moldy? No, they're good. They wouldn't be moldy anyway, don't worry. There's nothing moldy in my kitchen. Jalapenos, gonna go a bit mad with these. I wanna know they're in there. Do you know what I mean? I feel like the actual dish is gonna come out quite mild. It's gonna be salty, but also quite mild. So okay, there we go. Little jalapenos. I think that's about like 2 jalapenos worth of jalapenos. Also, do you know what? If you're gonna rip on me for my knife skills, I actually don't care. Because like you might have good knife skills, but I bet my food tastes nicer. Do you know where I was actually taught to cook? High school. And I've not done any training or anything like that since. But I do know how to cook mincemeat. Although to be fair, I have been cooking since I was like 15 because my mom was a terrible cook. And there's nothing like struggle to teach a man to do something. It was traumatic, bro. Traumatic. Right, the jalapenos are in the crema. Give that a little stir. Oh, that's looking absolutely delectable. I'm not even going to taste it before I add some salt in there, because I know it's going to need a little bit of salt. I say a little bit, that was a lot. See where it's at. See where it's at. Not acidic enough. I'm really missing that tomatillo salsa, and I'm really upset that it's off, because I love that stuff, and I would have consumed it if I knew it was going off. Alas. Oh no. Right, let's go. No, you know what it needs. A little bit of black pepper in there. I also kind of wish I had some fresh coriander for this, but I don't. So if you want to make this, please get fresh coriander. Don't copy me to the letter. Black pepper. Give that a bit of a stir. Right, let's see where we're at. Again. That's coming pretty good, you know. More hot sauce. We'll get this into the fridge, and then we'll fast forward to a little bit later when I'm slicing that steak up. Steak, it's brisket, it's not steak. In the interest of full disclosure, and I have absolutely no reason to tell you this, it's now the next day because I got sidetracked. But that's fine, because, you know, sometimes you lose track of what you're doing and end up not doing the thing that you said you were going to do. But it's cool because I still don't know what beef asado is. I did have to take the meat out of the freezer because it froze solid and then put it in the fridge and then put it back in the freezer again, which is kind of annoying. But now it should be fine. Right, it's meat time, baby. Look at all this plastic I've consumed in my lifetime. Right, so as I mentioned yesterday, if you freeze your beef a little bit, not till it's like frozen, then it'll be easier to slice. I feel like if you're watching a cooking show, you should probably, you should probably know that. Which way am I going to cut it? So make sure when you're cutting beef, especially like shitty beef like this, that you cut against the grain. We're going to slice this into thin strips. I've sharpened my knife, by the way, because people keep ripping the piss out of me on TikTok and Instagram for having like unsharp knives. And you know what? It's not because I'm not aware that they're not sharp. It's because I'm incredibly lazy. So it's going to shrink down a little bit. So I'm not going like super thin with this. I just kind of want it like, you know, thin enough. Part of me wishes I had one of those like meat slicers that they have in delis. This bit's not quite as frozen and it's getting a bit difficult. It's actually so cold it's hurting my hand. I mean, I assume the recipe isn't using brisket because the slices look a little bit bigger, unless they're using the other end of the brisket, whatever that's called. Is it like the flat, the point, one of the two of them? Fortunately, in the UK, we often don't get much brisket choice. Right, so we've got the beef chopped up thinly. I need to get a big pan. Live pan cam. I'm going into the cupboard. There we go, that bad lad there. Oh, I hate this stupid washing machine, man. Just gonna, hold on. It's practice, you know. If you don't have these like little bottles for like pouring oil and stuff like that, get yourself some because they're fantastic. And yes, I'm cooking with seed oil, Americans. Oh no, I'm gonna die. I'm not going to cook with seed oils because that's what you expect me to do. 4DHS. Expect the unexpected. Instead, a little bit of my beef dripping from the roast potato video I did the other day. Multi-use. See, people are always asking me, like, what do you do with the leftover fat? Eat it, normally. Just going to dig in, get me a good old chunk of that, chuck that in there, and get it ripping hot. And when I say, like, this needs to be, like, ripping hot, I mean, like, actually hot, not, like, pathetic. You know what? I just feel like I'm gonna be getting clowned in these comments because like it's gonna be like a Japanese dish and I've made a South American dish, but it's fine. Right, it smells like roast potatoes, to be fair. Right, that beef is not going in until this is literally smoking. So I hope my extractor fan doesn't ruin the audio, because if it does, I'll just like put in a voiceover or something. Or actually, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna firm it and not use the extractor fan. I'll just inhale the smoke because I'm built like that. And then I'm going to move it around. Let's not do that with a knife. I'm going to move it around until it covers the base of the pan. And then I'm going to leave it to get properly crispy where it's touching the pan. Right, while that fries, I'm going to chop up an onion. Because I feel like the peppers and the potatoes seem like they want to go in at the end, just because of the look of them. But I can't cook something without putting an onion in it at the start. Well, I can, because obviously if I'm eating cereal I don't put an onion in it, but like, you know what I mean. It seems a crime to not include an onion. I'm gonna roughly chop it because this seems like quite a rustic dish either way, so I don't want like little bitty pieces of like French onion in there. I want some, you know, I want some tangible onion chunks in the scran today. Right, it's popping off over here. Don't know if you can see that. Does kind of look like we're getting some nice browning happening at the bottom of the pan. So I think I'm gonna move it around and see where we're at. We've got ancho chili flakes, chipotle chili flakes, ground cinnamon, paprika, tiny bit of ground clove, and marjoram. I think marjoram is an excellent replacement for Mexican oregano. Kind of tastes like oregano, but not as aggressive, which is kind of like Mexican oregano. We've got this La Costeña salsa casera con chipotle, which, to be fair, is going to make an excellent base for this, and I need to eat it, and I don't want it to go off like the other one, but it's diced tomato, chipotle pepper, and adobo sauce. That sounds absolutely fucking delicious, bro. Like, I drank a little bit of it earlier, and I was like, yeah, that is the one. Also, the hat. I can't have my hair smelling like food. I don't know if we're rocking with the bonnet, folks, but like, you know what? It's just me, it's my kitchen, we're wearing it. So what we're not going to do is eat it at this stage. We're going to throw our onion in, let that soften a little bit and cook in the vegetable juices. Vegetable juices, the meat juices. Now, do you know what? I keep seeing people say, like on my TikToks and on my reels and whatever and stuff like that, oh, cook the veg first, because like, you know, it flavours the meat. But if you deep it like this, would you rather have meat flavoured veg or veg flavoured meat? Because I know which one I would rather eat personally. So I'm just trying to soften my onions, because I want them to add a bit of sweetness. I don't necessarily want them to be like caramelized and like brown and nutty. Right, they've started softening a little bit. Also, like, everybody takes the piss out of me for doing like the right thing, but that is just how I speak. It's just me. I'd be saying right all the time. Anyway, ancho chili flakes. These aren't that spicy. It's more for like body, so we're gonna go with like a tablespoon of ancho, and then tablespoon of chipotle, depending on what you feel like. Tablespoon of chipotle, let's get that pop in. You know what, like, stop under seasoning food, guys. Like, if it's something like this, it needs to be like, oh shit, wait, I forgot. No dish of mine is complete without frozen garlic cube, because I'm lazy and it's pretty much the same. Paprika. I'm not putting that in my hand because it's kind of messy, but again, that was a bit more than a tablespoon, but it doesn't matter, because, you know, seasoning. Cinnamon and cloves, obviously don't go too mad with those, because it will taste a bit fucking weird if you do. Probably do like a quarter teaspoon of each. Cloves even more so, because if you put too much of that in, it's going to taste like shit. Right, then we'll give that a stir. Obviously that smells absolutely insane, and it's filling the room with steam, which is fantastic. But we're going to cook that until it A, starts smelling mad, and B, starts burning on the bottom of the pan. I'm going to throw in a little bit of olive oil as well, for flavour, not actually for frying, because olive oil isn't very good for frying. But I find it helps bring dishes even more together, you know? If you view it as like a flavouring. It's starting to catch on the bottom of that pan now, which is perfect. I actually can't see. Oh, that's violent. I can't see shit. Right, salsa time, baby. Whole thing going in, because it's going to cook down. Look at that. And then I'm going to top that up with water, but I'm going to reserve that, because what I want to do is I want to cook this down for a second to thicken it, develop a little bit of the sugars in that from the tomatoes in that, and also deglaze the pan a bit. Scrape all that delicious fond off the bottom of the pan as well. Do not forget to do that. Super important. Right, that's come to the boil. There I go with the right again. So I'm going to throw in a beef stock cube straight in there. And then, because we want this to simmer for an hour, I need enough liquid in there to where it, like, you know, it's going to be liquidy enough, basically. Which is, I'm going to do about that much, I reckon. Probably could have used a slightly smaller pan for this, but it's just not that deep, is it? You know what I mean? Oh shit, you know what? I almost forgot my Mexican oregano substitute. Once again, tablespoon, Straight in there. Look at how much liquid we've got. I reckon we can top that up a bit. Like that much. I genuinely wish you could smell my kitchen right now, because this is smelling amazing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of hot sauce to it, I think, because whenever you're making like a spicy dish, like a chili, maybe something like that, you know, like basically anything South American, tiny bit of hot sauce in there is going to change your life. Trust me on this. So we'll dip into the hot sauce cupboard, see what we're rocking with. I mean, realistically, it presents itself to me immediately. It's got to be Valentina. It's the hot sauce of champions. Throw in a little splash of that. None too crazy. Low calm hot sauce. It's just a splash like that. Gonna one hand you again here. Hope I don't drop the camera in the scran. Look at that. You know what? I don't even know if this is like what the dish is supposed to be, obviously, because that's the premise. But I mean, realistically, even if this is like not it, it's still absolutely banging. Let's grab a little bit of this, see where we're at. Oh man. Well, it's already delicious. So, simmering it for an hour, gonna be even more delicious. You can't really go wrong. I'm gonna throw the lid on, tidy up a bit, time travel, and I'll see you in an hour. Right, I've been chilling for a minute, but because I think this is almost done, let's have a gander. Oh yeah, almost done. I need to cut up the peppers and the potatoes, and I'm going to throw them in probably for like, I don't know, like 15 minutes. It's actually done now, but it's fine, it doesn't matter. Right, I'm going to cut the pepper up kind of like true to form, I guess. Like sort of like how they had it in the picture. Although, I don't really think it's that deep, to be honest. I mean, nothing is really that deep if you kind of think about it, you know, but yeah. How was it? It was like sideways, so I reckon we cut it like that, and then maybe we do like little angular pieces like that. I'm not really the biggest fan of pepper, to be honest, but like, you know, if you cook, you're not really allowed to have anything that you don't like. It's just not it, is it? Like saying that you're into food and being like, oh, I don't like something. Except oysters. Oysters are disgusting. Low calm pepper. Probably like 2 big boys, because like realistically we don't really need that much, and it didn't look like there was that much in there. I think I'm going to cut them into like half moons, so I'm going to cut them like that. Yeah, we're maybe going to do like little slices. Does that seem right? No, you know what we're going to do? We're going to cut it. We're going to cut them into little quarters instead. Cut them like that. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable sized piece of potato that you'd want in your mouth. You know what, at the end of this video, I am gonna check to see, like, what this is actually supposed to be. And it's obviously gonna turn out that it's in Japanese, isn't it? I know it is. I know I've messed up. I already know I've messed up. To be honest with you, I think I'm just gonna do 1 potato. Or am I? You know what, instead of doing this big one, I'm gonna do like a smaller potato. Right, that's now quite a bit of potato. Let's throw that in there real quick. I hope it's not too spicy. Oh, I tell you what though, that's looking next level, isn't it? That's looking delicious. I feel like the light is probably a bit shit over here, so I'm not sure you can actually see it, but trust me, it looks delicious. Potato in. Just lost some peppers in. Do you know what, like that? I mean, it does look like the randomizer image, but like, again, I don't know. It could taste like anything. I mean, Lancashire hot pot would probably look similar if you didn't make it look like hot pot, I guess. Oh. I mean, that is sensational. So, if we have messed up, at least it's absolutely delicious. I'm going to put a little bit more water in because the potatoes will thicken it slightly. Throw the lid back on and we'll give it probably like 15 minutes now. It won't take too long for those potatoes to cook, and that's the main thing we're looking for. You know what, like, I hope I'm being like inspirational here, because like my point is to basically say like, just start cooking, you know what I mean? Like, if you think you're getting into cooking, you don't know what to cook, etc., just go wild. I mean, at the end of the day, things go with things. You just got to work out what things go with what things, basically, which is super easy. And I mean, nothing can ever really be like disgusting unless you make it like, you know, absolutely horrendous. But realistically, it's never gonna be. So you might as well just send it, you know. I'm probably gonna serve this over rice, and it's like, what time is it now? It's 4 o'clock at the minute, so I don't really want to eat yet. So I'm gonna make myself a little bowl of it, because like there's so much, honestly, it's crazy. But make myself a little bowl of it, taste it, see what it's like, see what it needs. So obviously if you wanted to make this for yourself, make sure that you get like the best version that you possibly could. Maybe I'll do a write-up in the comments. I don't know, because I don't really want to make like recipe videos. Like that's not what my vibe is. Like I almost don't want you to know what the recipe is. Like, oh my god, he's gatekeeping cooking. No, I'm not. I just don't want you to know what the recipe is, so you have to kind of go out and find out yourself and make your own, like, perfect version of it, you know, and then that's how you learn. No one wants to see me boil rice, so I'm gonna have this over rice, but in a second, not a second actually, in 13 minutes, I'm gonna taste it, see where we're at, and then I'm gonna Google it and see what beef asado is actually supposed to be. I mean, even if it's South American, I've probably, like, butchered it. Like, I bet I've just completely messed it up. But, like, you know what? I've made a dish that's banging. It's gonna go in my rotation, pretty cheap. I mean, you could feed a family on this for like multiple days. So I'll time travel again to 15 minutes into the future, stick it in a bowl, scran it, and I'll tell you what it's saying. This is crazy. I'm so excited to eat this. At this point, I'm tweaking, so I'm gonna get myself some in a bowl real quick, taste it, and then check, because I simply have to know, is this Japanese or is it South American? You know what, don't ever ask about these gold implements, by the way. I bought these when I was like 17. Oh, do you know what? I gotta chuck a little bit of that crema from yesterday. A little bit of that crema on there as well. Scran, crema. Crema on the scran. Just a little bit, you know. Just a little bit. Oh, I mean, that is absolutely... Oh, it's quite spicy. That's quite spicy. I mean, it absolutely slaps, to be fair. Oh, hot, what? I genuinely think I've made a 10 out of 10. I'm not even joking. It's a 10 out of 10. You're getting like the food POV right now. POV what the food sees when Alex is eating it. It's next level, man. Next level. You have another look at that in the bowl right there. Look at that. Absolutely delicious. As I stated, we've got to find out. Beef asado. I have no idea what this dish is. I've cooked it from scratch, seeing only the picture and the name. I guessed that it was South American, but I feel like I'm going to be wrong. I reckon it's Japanese. So we're going to find out together whether I got it or not. What? Oh, I'm an idiot. It's German? German, bro. What? Wait, no. No, is it not? No, Filipino. No, it's Filipino. My bad for forgetting about the Spanish influence in the Philippines. Beef asado, what's... Oh, I was completely off. I was so far off, it's actually mad. A piquant Filipino beef stew. Not to be confused with sweet Chinese asado. What's in it? Chuck, I mean, close enough. Beef cube, stock cube, got that. 8 ounces of tomato sauce, I mean, this is Chipotle, that's close enough. Adobo, tomato sauce. Soy sauce, white vinegar, peppercorns, bay leaves, lemon, tomato paste, butter, oil, onion, and garlic. But there's not even any potato in it. Oh, is it like served? I think it's like served on potato. Right, this might have been a complete miss and basically proves that, like, I am an idiot. But, at the end of the day, what we have made is delicious. So, if you consider that, like, you know, every cloud, silver lining, etc., we've discovered a banger dish for pretty cheap. Is it beef asado? No. If anyone actually wants me to make beef asado, maybe I'll do, like, a video on that. I'm not going to do a video on that. I can't lie. I can't be arsed. I might do this again. I might do something else. I'm trying to come up with some stuff that I can do this week that'll be like more interesting, bang some more vlogs out. I'm completely new to this, by the way, so like if I'm boring as shit, sorry about that. But I guess if you've got to this point, I can't be that boring because, like, I mean, we're at the end, so, you know, why are you still watching if I'm boring? Anyway, what'd you say at the end of a YouTube video?